from the Upmarket studio at Gasworks in beautiful San Buenaventura, California. This is Real VC, a podcast all about Ventura County real estate. My name is Reed Fish. I'm the CEO and a co-founder of Upmarket Media, and Katie Connolly, the assistant team leader at Keller Williams, West Ventura County, my co-host. It's so good to see you.
Thank you. It's so good to see you too.
Oh my goodness. We are kind of getting into spring here. You can feel it. You can feel that the rain's changing, the weather's changing, the market's changing. Oh,
Agreed.
So much to talk about.
Agreed.
Thank goodness our producer, Chelsea Froelich, is here. Chelsea, hello.
Hello, I'm here.
Good to be back in the saddle.
That's right.
And I'm excited because right now we have with us Enrique Montaño of the VC property team powered by Remax Gold Coast.
Remax Gold Coast.
So Enrique, I want to start off by kind of talking a little bit about that you have a team, right? You have like 5 or 6 agents, and like, how did you build out your team, and what for you, what was the reason that you wanted a bigger team?
Well, I started the team with my brother 10 years ago with the VC Property Brothers, and guys just came in and said, "I got my license. Can I join your team?" And like said, "Well, let's interview you, see how motivated you are, what you're looking for in regards to creating a business with the team." So we had my nephew, Isaiah, who is family, join also. I think that it is a lot of work, and I'm sure you guys know this, regarding mentoring them, guiding them, holding their hands, being a shadow for them to do what we do as top producing realtors.
Right.
But so it was nice because most of the guys here are already loyal to us, and they don't want to leave anywhere else, another team or on their own, because they could now. But they're really happy being with our team. So it's building a team. It can be a lot of work for sure.
What I love about watching your team is you guys really, you don't kind of divide and conquer. I'm sure you do in transactions, but when you guys are out like looking at houses and really doing stuff, that's kind of part of your brand identity, is really having everyone together, like well-dressed, on the same,
Right.
goal of the day. And I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's funny you say that, because one time I went to a mixer and it was 4 of us walking. We almost walked like with all suits, and everybody was like looking at us like, who are these guys with suits and walking slow motion, kind of like looking like models? And obviously I'm the oldest in the team.
Right.
But I look better than them.
Yeah, you look well. You're a mature model.
I'm a mature model.
But what? So then, how? As me, like kind of a real estate outsider, like how does a team work? Like, are you bossing them around, or are you just like give them some advice and take some of their profits? I mean, how does it work?
It works like that. I'm not bossing them around. I think for me as a lead team, and my brother at the time also, we show them what they can do to become their own realtors without having to be with us. Eventually, they fly like a bird that's in the nest, right? And that's okay. It happened a couple of times, but basically, just not being a boss. It's just more being like helping, pulling the cart along with them, so they can know that we're not here better than you because we're leaders or team members, but more like a partner that we're going to make you successful, just like we were.
I feel as independent contractors and realtors, obviously everyone thinks that we're, so happy and all this stuff, but it can be very lonely, like being out there by yourself. So there's definitely an advantage to having those partners by your side. But I do have a question. Okay. So as we've kind of seen the market change, in the past couple, probably like 2 years-ish, did you ever consider like, dropping the team and saying, I can't do this right now. The market's getting a little bit challenging. I know how to sell real estate. I'm just going to go off on my own and kind of let this go. Or is it, this is your future of real estate, is really having that group to stand beside you for ever and eternity?
Yeah, I think that, again, the team is very loyal to me, to the team itself, right? I don't see them going solo on their own. I think they are seasoned realtors, so they don't really need me to hold a hand or to say, "What are you doing? Why aren't you here?" Like a boss, right? So they do their own thing. They're kicking butt right now. So I see the team continue to be with me for a while, and I actually have a couple other agents that want to join. And well, let me think about this, because now that's a lot of work to do. But but it is fun to have a team, because then you can share stories, share the listings.
Yeah. And their success is your success.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's got to be a good feeling.
Yes. We do give, there's cuts obviously that we get from them when we help them get
Yeah.
a buyer or a listing. I don't necessarily have them as a buyer agent. They can sell also. They can, represent a listing. And as long as we can get a cut.
Yeah. So have you kind of evolved the structure over the years to really have a true structure, or is it still just this kind of like free form thing that just works for you guys?
It depends on transactions. Like say we do like maybe say 60-40 with the first 5 transactions and then move up to their 70-30, 80-20 and then they go 100% by themselves. So
Love
like
it.
2 of the guys already they're 100%. So they're doing their own thing and I don't get anything from them now, but I just get the satisfaction of branding a VC property team.
Right.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Well, brand identity.
And it kind of, when you were leading up to that, Katie, what resonated is like, it can be lonely out there. And I know like in our business, I mean, for sure, before I had a team, I felt very lonely out there. You're just in your car, just going from house to house to house, shooting it. And, we're like, get the homeowners out of there, give realtors, stay in the background. So we're just there by ourselves, shooting property. And since we've grown and scaled our business and gotten a team, it's been so much better for so many reasons. But one of them is like, it's not as lonely. And I think,
And it's fun, I think, right? Too,
yeah,
right?
it's
Makes
fun.
it fun.
And, and now as the boss, I get to watch my team, like get their wings and fly, like you're saying, they like, I get to see them grow and there's a lot of satisfaction in that. But just even having the camaraderie, is really important.
And you make a good point on that because some people always ask me, other realtors, I want to start a team. How do I do it? Or do you have a contract? You should have a contract with your teams, team members.
Yeah.
But I do not hold them like, oh, you need to stay with me for 5-10 years. That's not, if they want to go solo, go for it. Because that's what we want to do is want to make like a teacher. You
don't want
teach
somebody
people.
that doesn't want to be
Exactly.
there too. Yeah, that
and
would
then they
be
graduate and they go on their own, right? So that's kind of what we want to do with whoever comes in our team.
Right.
that's good. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, it sounds fun being on your
You
team.
want to join?
I know.
No, absolutely not.
Well, I
have to
would
interview you.
definitely say you're one of the most entertaining people in real estate. So that's got to be
Oh, thank you.
to
And
some sort of
we were just talking
accolade.
earlier how it's being real, right? You being yourself.
Yeah.
And not be a fake person to like robotic where you don't have any good
I hear it
Let me say the word authenticity.
every
authenticity.
episode. We use it.
We
It just
talk about
comes
it
up.
every
But that's, I
time.
mean, that's something about that we can say to our, to ourselves too, is we know some pretty amazing people that, are authentic and
Yeah.
we know some key players that really resonate with our beliefs. So it's good.
Yeah. I mean, it's the core to anything, right? If you're authentic to yourself, then I think you're going to be able to find success.
Of course.
You
And
may
I
have
think-
to pivot what you're doing, but as long
Yeah.
as you're being authentic,
And people see that. And I think your clients, when you meet them and you're authentic, they're going to note that and see that and then really resonating like you and want to work with you.
Yeah,
So yeah, for sure. That's very important.
for sure. Well, like, how big of a team, like, what's the max you would want your team to be? I mean, now you say you're like 5. I mean, do you have ambition to grow to 10 or 15 or 20 or?
It would be good to have more people with like 10, but then I think I would allow the seasoned team members to help and mentor them and kind of like also help them become mentors or leaders where they can help the people that come in. So it's something we're thinking about. So we haven't thought about it just because obviously we had COVID and then we had the market changing right now, ups and downs, so yeah, for sure. It's like, okay, well, let me think about it. Let me first get going for myself and then maybe because I do have people that said, can I join your team? Like, well, let me think about it. Let me talk to the guys because this is not just my own thing. It's also now it's the team effort, right?
Right.
Yeah. Any ladies? Would you encourage any ladies to hop on?
Yes, I actually had talked to a couple of them because they always says, you only have guys. I'm like, well, yes. And I think the guys are just guys, right? So they're like,
It's not that way by design, obviously. It just
exactly.
happened to happen.
It happened
Yeah.
because a couple of them are, family members. And
There you go. Yeah.
and so, but I wouldn't mind a girl. I think we do need a girl, a pretty girl, a model. No. And it has to be somebody that's definitely going to be a top producing realtor.
But when you are kind of looking for someone to, or, having these discussions with someone who wants to be on your team, I mean, what are you looking for? Are you looking for someone who's just fresh, just has their license? Or are you looking for someone who's more seasoned, or are you wanting like already high producing agents to come and join the team?
All of the above.
Okay.
I think it just depends on the individual person, because we have guys or persons that want to join, but they just got their license like a couple of days ago or a couple of weeks ago. So they have no idea what the market's waiting for them, like what is going to happen. And if you have a seasoned agent, I think most of the ones that are top producing agents, they want to be on their own now, because I don't need a team to get a cut from what I can do it myself.
Right.
So it just depends. Some people just want to join because they think we're fun, and we can definitely bring more to the table when it comes to listings to each other, share listings, and just everything that we offer for the team, like social media. That's one of the biggest things that guys do. Instagram. They're always posting stuff. They do a good job. They're really good at it, especially Isaiah, my youngest realtor. He's like, I think Instagram king. He's always posting videos, and I want to get there. I'm not good at that yet.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that in just a minute. So let's take a quick break, and we're going to come back. We'll have our social media sidebar, and then we're going to talk marketing. I know Katie has to step out for a minute, but Enrique and I are going to talk about marketing. But then we're all going to give some action items here at the end. A simple way you can grow your business as a realtor. All right. Be right back. Social media sidebar. Come on, we're upmarket.media across all social media. You got to check us out. You can find a lot about the podcast there. Katie, I can't even remember your name.
Katie.connolly.realtor on Instagram, which is probably the best,
Yeah, of course.
most entertaining.
That's all anyone cares about is Instagram.
My
Enrique,
LinkedIn's pretty good too.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
What is?
My LinkedIn's pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I believe it. Enrique, where can we find you on social media?
On social media, obviously Facebook under Enrique Montaño, and Instagram is Enrique_VCPT.
VCPT.
Which
all right.
VCPT, you know what it stands for.
Yes. Ventura County Property Team.
That's right. The only one.
What and then does the property team have its own Instagram?
They all have their own Instagram. Jorge, Sales VC, Isaiah. I don't even know their actually.
Right,
Let me just go back.
You can figure it out.
But then we do have one that's for the team is VC Property Team.
All right. And so you were just mentioning before the break that you got the younger guys on your team doing the Instagram stuff. And so what are they doing? How often are they posting? What kind of stuff are they posting? And are you seeing success from that?
Instagram is the way to go. TikTok, now all social media, right? They're millennials, so that's not an excuse for me to not do it, but they post every day. I can say, especially Isaiah, one of my guys, he's always posting videos of himself, talking, and like a podcast almost. And he has great success in that because he gets all his leads from there, from Instagram.
That's amazing.
So me, I get mostly from Facebook because I'm older. And I post on Instagram, but then, I like the fact that it shares to Facebook. And I get more inquiries on Facebook than I do on Instagram.
Interesting.
But I definitely think it works. I mean, he has a lot of success in that. Even Jorge, too. They get leads from Instagram, which is a great thing.
Easier you and I have talked that you're good face to face, obviously, and that you meet a lot of your clients just out and about face to face, and they engage with you, and then you guys build a relationship. But do you think it's easier for this younger generation to then just communicate via DM rather than like shaking hands and getting in front of people off the bat?
Yes and no. I think that obviously Instagram, when you DM somebody, you don't have that connection in person, which I like to have instead, because they know the energy and they feel your vibe.
Right.
But I think the new generation, they actually think just being on Instagram and posting something, they're going to get them success. So you have to be out there. Like we talked about being at the bar and being at Lazy Dog and being at open houses and stuff like that. So, and I think most new generation realtors, they see too much social media where, oh my God, I want to be like that. I want to be this millionaire realtor, when in fact, it's a lot of work. And they'll see that, and then they become successful after they put a lot of hard work into it.
Yeah.
Because it is.
No, it is hard work.
A lot of work.
It is hard work. Okay. This is hard work too. So let's take a quick break. We're going to talk marketing, and then we're going to come back with action items.
Love it. Thank you.
Okay, Enrique Montaño, Katie stepped out for a minute, but I want to talk to you about marketing because look, I'm the marketing guy.
Yes, you are.
Oh yeah, of course. We make all these marketing materials, but I think what is kind of fun about you is I think you always have had a marketing hook. And can you tell the story about what you first did when you started and how you? I know you have a team, you have VC property team now, but it wasn't always that, was it?
No, it wasn't. And I always talk about that story because I mentioned that we started maybe 10 years ago with the VC Property Brothers.
Property Brothers. That's a familiar name.
And everybody was nice and saying, oh my God, the Property Brothers. It was me and my brother at the time.
Yeah.
And now we have about 5 people in our team. But back then, 10 years ago, we started that. And then maybe 2-3 years later, I get this letter from a New York attorney saying that you need to change that. Because Property Brothers Network has a trademark, and one of the, like I mentioned, one of the paragraphs on that letter said, "You know how our fans get confused."
Our fans, yeah.
And I'm like, I'm glad to hear that because they're actually noticing us at our local VC Property Brothers.
Right.
But long story short, we had to change it to team.
Yeah.
Just to not fight with them.
Yes, appease the New York lawyers. Yeah,
exactly. And so we did that, and now it's still we're rocking and rolling. We're still known for the Property Brothers stuff.
But didn't you had your attorney though? Didn't he advise you like, hey, I think you could actually win this? Like you wouldn't have to do it, but you decided not to.
I decided not to because at the end of the day, they do have a trademark. Even if I put Property Brothers VC, it just didn't go. So I told my friend attorney, he felt that I didn't do anything wrong, that I think you should fight it. I'm like, you want to win some money. You wanted me to pay dues, but I just said, I think it's best just to change it to team.
Right. And so you had to change all your marketing materials because you had a bunch of stuff.
We had our website, we had our,
logo,
business cards,
swag,
letters, swag.
But that was probably way cheaper than fighting a bunch of lawyers in court for years and years.
I can see that. I mean, I didn't know how much it would be, and if we lose, and we're losing against a big network,
right?
That Property Brothers, who I saw at Chase one day, I was going to hit that clipboard.
Right. What else is your marketing hook though? Because I think of you as a very you're very much not about appearances. Because that sounds almost like a negative. But you're always really well dressed. You're always very snappy. You have a look going on, and is that part of your marketing really? I mean, is that and I'm sure your personality. I always have a little bit of flamboyant, shoes or whatever.
Right.
So
of
it's
course.
my personality.
It's always fun to be different, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it tells you a lot in regards to real estate. You need to be presentable to a client and not dress like in sweats all the time.
Yeah.
But I think after COVID happened, we got so casual that I wasn't even wearing suits anymore. And I think most of my clients appreciate just me being me.
Yes.
Whether I'm wearing jeans and just a t-shirt or polo. But then you want to be a realtor that's going to be like, oh my God, he looks like a top-notch realtor, so let's work with them.
Well, yeah, no, you always exude class and sophistication, I think.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Well, and then, but because you were also telling me earlier that one of your big marketing moves is just to hang out at a certain bar.
I hang out in every bar I can. But I always call it, and it's funny with Katie, we always talk about how that's our second office because I like to network with different people. I actually go to the bar. I met a couple that they're in the military, and I just gave him my calendar. We vibed. He bought me a drink, and I was, oh my God, this is so cool. And then now we're getting them qualified with the lender. So it always helps me as much of my team.
Right.
Always, sometimes they make fun of me saying, you're always at Lazy Dog. I'm like, well, yeah. And then and it works. You don't have to be in the office 8 hours a day. Yeah. To create and get clients.
Well, being in public, and then if you're cutting a distinctive figure like you do, you right now, you got a pocket square going on in your jacket, and it's no one at Lazy Dog Bar is wearing that kind of outfit. So it's you kind of oh, this guy is like, I don't know. If I was talking to you, I would think you mean business. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes I do go with just a polo to lazy dog, but when I do dress up like this, even all the waiters know me there. And I'm like, you're so nice. And where are you going? I'm like, just here to work at Lazy Dog. I'm thinking they might as well hire me there too, part-time.
Yeah, exactly. Marketing.
Yeah.
That does kind of function as in-person kind of networking and marketing. But what else are you doing are you doing anything that's like unique to your team in terms of your marketing strategies?
One of the things I think unique for my team and myself is more like events. We do a lot of events. We do Pride for Ventura Pride in August. And usually I look at it like I put my table, my tent, my marketing material, my giveaways. And it's fun because you meet friends, you get people that you know, and you're also almost doing like an open house.
Right.
Even though it's outdoors, you're having fun, it's a festival.
Right.
We also kind of cater to the first Wednesday mixers where we sponsor that. We do try to be there to support the local communities and the organizations. And the other thing would be, one of the things we do, and it's coming up in April, is the Autism Walk at University of Channel Islands.
Okay.
So we register as a team, visit property team website, and obviously we create a fundraiser for the autism awareness. So and then we'll walk. We don't run, we walk. And if I could walk with the mimosa in my hand, it'd be better, right?
Right, yeah, I think so, yeah.
But it's always nice. It's always 8 o'clock in the morning. It's sunny in April already. And so that's the thing I think that creates us to be exposed to the public outside versus being in the office all the time. Right.
Well, have you had, having the booth at the Pride celebration, I think is a great angle. And I think there are these kind of festivals and stuff where people can have a booth, and you found that to be effective because I know there's a real estate team. I live in Ojai, and we have Ojai Day every year, and there's one real estate team that has their tent there,
right.
and I'm curious, like, are you actually getting clients from these, or is it just really, seeing your logo and stuff?
I think I've been doing Pride Festival probably for the past, I want to say, easy 10 years. That's only obviously one weekend every year. In August, I would like to do other festivals, other places where I can just be outside door and people come in and asking questions, because really what they want to know is how's the market. That's very important.
That's the biggest question.
That's the biggest question. I would say it's wonderful, it's great. What you're looking for, depends how you look at it, right?
Right. Well, it's a great time to buy or sell. Whichever one you want to do, it's the best time.
You're funny you say that because one of my clients, he says, you're always saying that because he wants to sell and he wants to buy another property. And I'm like, this is the best time to do it. Why? Because it is when you qualify. Right. When you're ready. Right. Not when the market's doing what it's doing, right?
There's never a good time and there's never a bad time, right?
I think one of the biggest questions I get from clients is they ask me, when is the best time for me to buy? And what I tell them is when you qualify. Because interest could be low, you qualify. Market could be up and you still qualify. Buy when you qualify.
Right. Well, I think that's great advice, but because I feel like always someone is going to regret it. I mean, very rarely do you ever buy, in retrospect, what is the perfect time, right?
Right.
Because you don't, at the time, you just go with the information you have. But 5 years later, you can say, if I had just waited 6 months, or if I had bought a year earlier, I would be in such better shape. But that's just life, man.
Exactly. And I had clients that since COVID time, 2020, they want to wait for whatever reason, and they wait and they see the market going up 15% every year. So when they bought 5 years ago, they would have been great.
Right, exactly.
And they said, I should have bought.
Of course.
Should have, could have, didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
And listen to my advice to buy when I tell you to buy. But, and I have to listen to their reasons too, and their worries about buying when they should buy.
Right. Yeah, no, of course. But if you're ready to, you got to do it. It's like having a kid. There's never the right time to have a kid. It's like,
a lot of people are afraid of the interest rates or what the economy is doing or the government is doing. So it's always like, I'm going to wait. But then you're going to wait forever.
Yeah. Totally.
And just take that jump and take a risk, because if you don't jump, you don't know if you're going to go out.
Right. Well, and the thing is with, a house is not necessarily forever too. You can get out of it. Like there's never the right time to have a kid, but then once you have it, then you got it. So.
Yes, exactly. And that time is never going to be forever home, because most people will sell and buy within 5 years.
Right.
It's kind of like a fact I've seen with my clients that I've had for 18 years. So my database is like, oh my God, it is 5 years. And now you want to upgrade or downgrade or something. So it's always changing.
Yeah. Well, I've known, we've had this, real estate media business for, 10, 11, 12 years now. And we've shot the same house,
Probably
a lot of houses we've shot more than once,
right. Totally.
And sometimes 3 or 4 times we've shot the same house over the course of like 6 or 7 years. So it definitely happens. It
totally does. But it is always, there's always a market for everything. So whether you want to sell or buy, there's always a market here. Unless you go to another state, that's a different market.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
With the weather, especially our weather here, location wise, and the weather. Exactly. That's what you're buying.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I love that. There's the time to buy is when you qualify.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So it's time for our action items, and mine is like so simple that I think I should just go first. And so mine, as often is, it's inspired by our guest. It's inspired by Enrique, and I challenge a realtor to go hang out somewhere. I know that seems really easy, but I know you're a fixture at the Lazy Dog bar, and so if you don't drink, that's fine. You don't have to go to a bar, but I would think about it. Sometimes just try to work in public. I guess maybe that's more of it. Mm-hmm. Go to a coffee shop, go to a bar or a restaurant or somewhere where you can be seen working, and maybe you have a little logo on your laptop or whatever. Mm-hmm. But then it's also an opportunity to, in the natural way of being in these public spaces, to engage with people and to talk. And then it's really, I'm a realtor. Oh, here I'm working. Or, they hear you take a call or whatever it is. It's just another opportunity for engagement with a potential client.
Ooh, that's good.
Yes, I agree with you.
All right.
I'll go next, and we'll save the best for last. We'll save Enrique for last. So I want to challenge realtors to really think big, and not just think about how many transactions you want to do this year, but think of like a 2 to 5 year plan. And maybe that does sound overwhelming to build a team, but think of a big idea and then reverse engineer it. Whether it happens or not, doesn't matter. Just having a plan and thinking big, I think, is good for our mental health and our success.
Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my turn.
Yeah, it is your turn.
Okay, now
a lot of pressure here.
A lot of pressure. I don't even know what to think. I'm actually probably going to piggyback on your comment, because I think that being in public, like I mentioned earlier, is that okay to say?
Yeah.
The events that I do, like I was talking about Pride, like being outdoors in events and being at restaurants. It's good to be in your office when you have transactions. And for the newcomers that are coming in, it's going to be hard, but you have to constantly be constant on following up with your clients, calling every day, knocking on doors if you want to do that. I'm not a door knocker, but I do call my clients and say, hey, how you doing? Just to say, but be consistent. I think one of the key things is to be consistent in order to have success.
Ooh, can I piggyback on both of those real quick?
Of course, yeah.
So I think that was a great tip about what you said. So about being in public and working in public, I think that's very important. But also doing your transactions back at the office. I was in a restaurant in Los Angeles grabbing lunch one day, and those LA realtors are a little bit different than we are here in Ventura County are. And this guy was on the phone, like really telling detail. I could tell he was a realtor, telling details about this transaction, and he has X amount of dollars in the bank, and I told you, and I cringed. I said, ooh, like you said, keeping those details in the office and keeping your client's information private is very important. So be public, be seen, but keep everything else under wraps. Of course. This is my final take.
All right, Enrique, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me
here, and thank you, of course, to Katie and Chelsea, and more importantly, to our listeners.
Thank all of you. Yes, I love it.
Appreciate it.
Good way to kick off the day.
Invite.
All right. Thank you. Real VC is a production of Upmarket Studios. This episode was produced by Chelsea Froelich and edited by Bethany Diedrich. We'll be back shortly with a brand new episode, but in the meantime, we hope that all your transactions will be smooth. Thank you for everything.